Hello, this is Judy McMath with the Center for Unhindered Living, and today we're going to talk about the separation of church and state. Now, when our forefathers who founded this country came to this country, they did so for one reason, to escape religious persecution. And they came here because they did not want to be told how to worship or what to believe by the Church of England and others. And so when they came here, they put something in our Constitution to separate church and state. They did not want government to be involved in religion, nor religion to be involved in government, because there was a danger in this, that they did not want the government trying to tell them what they should believe. So that's a very important part of our Constitution, to keep church and state separate. It protects the state from the influence of the church, and it also protects the church from the influence of the state. So that's a very important thing. Well, unfortunately, today I watched a video of Mike Pence visiting the First Baptist Church of Dallas. And in this video, he stood in front of a podium which had the presidential seal on it, or the vice presidential seal on it. And the pastor got up in the pulpit and said, "Not only, Mr. Pence, do we want you to continue to be the vice president for the next 4 years, but when Mr. Trump is out of office in 2024, we want you to go on down the hall to the Oval Office and become the president." That was basically what he said. And this is a violation of law. The Internal Revenue Tax Code states that, and I'll just read it to you because I can't remember it word for word, but it states that Section 501c3 of the United States Tax Code grants tax-exempt status to nonprofit groups such as charities, universities, and religious organizations. But these tax-exempt groups are absolutely prohibited from directly or indirectly participating in or intervening in any political campaign on behalf of or in opposition to any candidate for elected public office. Now that's according to the IRS. Now, the president has made a big deal of the fact that he supposedly has done away with or gotten rid of the Johnson Amendment. The Johnson Amendment is an amendment to the tax code which states basically that no nonprofit organization may basically promote any candidate for public office. Now, in actual fact, the president's executive order did not get rid of the Johnson Amendment. The Johnson Amendment is still the law of the land and is still in force. In fact, several lawsuits have been filed about this. And in particular, here's what came out of that lawsuit. The Secretary of the Treasury shall ensure, this was the President's executive order, the Secretary of the Treasury shall ensure, to the extent permitted by law, that the Department of the Treasury does not take any adverse action against any individual, house of worship, or other religious organization on the basis that such individual or organization speaks or has spoken about moral or political issues from a religious perspective. Okay, that's what the executive order said. It did not say that we have overturned the Johnson Amendment or that it is no longer law. It just says that they do not want the IRS to persecute people based upon speaking about moral issues or political issues in the pulpit. Now, you can speak about moral and political issues from the pulpit. You cannot stand up and say, we want this candidate for president, or we don't want this candidate for president. You cannot do that. That is still illegal. And actually, the Freedom from Religion Foundation has filed a suit, a complaint with the IRS about this particular church. And it is a fact that the Johnson Amendment has not been enforced, but it is still the law of the land. So basically what Mr. Trump wanted was for them not to enforce the law, but it is still the law. So because the Freedom from Religion Foundation filed their complaint, they did receive information back from the IRS stating that the IRS has now hired a person to be head of the enforcement division of the IRS, and they actually are looking at 100 different cases in which a complaint like this has been made, and they are going to enforce those. So what we need to do in order to get this to stop happening is for as many people as can to file a complaint. Anyone can file a complaint, because this church put this out on YouTube for all the world to see. They have made it so that any of us who views that video can file a complaint. So I'm going to file a complaint as a citizen, and I will put down in the show notes or in the description box down below the link you can go to on the IRS website to print out a form where you can file a complaint. And this complaint should be, there's several categories that you can mark, and the one that says that this organization has been engaging in political activity, that's the one you want to mark. Because we do not want to get into a situation where churches feel that they can directly influence elections. That is not right. Now, as I've said to you before in my other videos, if you have a faith that you enjoy, that brings you joy, and that you like, go have your faith. I don't want to interfere with your faith at all. But this is a separation of church and state issue that is very important. And in fact, many, many people who do have a religious faith have also filed complaints because they don't want their churches telling them who to vote for. Okay, that's not the role of the church, or should not be. You can talk about issues, you can talk about moral issues, political issues, but you cannot directly endorse a candidate or oppose a candidate. So I'm asking all of you who feel as strongly about this as I do to also file a complaint. And I'll include down in the show notes where you can do that. Okay, this is Judy McMath. Thank you for watching and have a great day.